What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Spectators. Today, we are joined with Brooklyn, as always, and our guy, Shot Down. He is a cinematographer. He has been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes for us, for a lot of our other brothers, including Keshmula, which I'm not sure if this interview will be out then, but check that out. And what's going on, Shot Down? What's popping?
What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? I appreciate y'all having me.
Absolutely.
Pleasure having you.
Absolutely, brother. And, let's just get right into it. Like I said, you've been doing a lot of the stuff behind the scenes, not just for us, but for a lot of people. And what kind of got you into that? What got you into, making film and being behind the camera?
Yeah, so I guess, a long time ago, it all started pretty much like high school. Right out of high school, doing like TV production, stuff like that. Little music videos and stuff, present them to the class. Kind of got into it like that, and then skateboarding also was like a real big thing for me. Used to like film all our tricks and make sponsor me tapes and put background music and B-roll and just try to put them on YouTube to show everybody, show all our friends what we're doing. So that kind of started it. I had like a little handy cam at the time. I don't even know where I got it from, a yard sale, or my mom probably bought it or something for me. And then as I got older, I graduated. I got my own place. I had my own money at the time, so I started investing into better equipment. Got like my first DSLR, like a Canon T5i, I think was the first camera that I got. I still have it too. And yeah, that's pretty much how it started. From there, just started realizing that I could take it more as a business instead of a hobby, and just kept progressing.
Yeah, and you mentioned the skateboarding. Now, were you the kid that weren't great at it? So is that why you got behind the camera? How did that,
Actually, I was pretty decent at it, but I did find myself filming more for, I had this guy, Brandon and Billy, these two brothers. And Brandon was the older brother, so, he had a little bit more money at the time. He had his own thing going, so he had the nice camera and the laptop for the editing. So I would always film for him, you know what I'm saying? And he was probably the best out of all of us at the time. He was sponsored and had all this other stuff going for him. So it was somebody that I could film for that was getting notability, so the footage was definitely going to get out and get noticed. And at the time, if you could land a spot, on a shop's crew, team filming for them, that would always be pretty dope too. So.
Okay. That's awesome. And then you've got into the music video game, meeting artists and working with artists like Famous Kid Brick, Keshmula, 20K, Stony Hoop. The list goes on and on. How did you either meet them or get into like the music video field of shooting that? And who was your first artist that you were able to work with?
Man, the first artist that I worked with for music video, shout out Stony Hoop. He was definitely one of the first, if not the first. Trying to think who the first was. It was around that time, probably about 2014. I started doing music videos, and just meeting people through the network, meeting people through music through Tampa. Tampa's music scene is real big, especially right now. It's just continuing to grow. Shout out Famous Kid Brick. Shout out Catch Mula. Shout out 20K. That was big linking with him. Yeah, I mean, the thing with the music videos is you just got to have confidence in what you're doing, because not everybody's going to give you the same aspect or give you the same set that you're going to have to work with. So you got to work with what you have, and you got to have confidence in what you're doing to be able to make these shoots come together. You can kind of go out there with a different mindset every shoot and just kind of see what works best for you. And I think that's what happened with me. I kind of just like formed a template that I just kind of go by now whenever I do these shoots, and I kind of stick to that same format and that same game plan.
Yeah, and this is kind of a good example of that. I mean, we kind of found a place that we can all meet up. We got the cameras and the audio that we can, and we're making the most of it. And it's probably not a super familiar situation, but here we are and making it work.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is an experience in itself, being able to come here and set this up for you guys and help you guys out and put this together the way we can. Like I said, every shoot's going to be different, so just come in and make the best of it, and we always end up making it work.
Yes, sir.
Did you come into it with kind of a style that you wanted to have, or any like influences watching music videos and stuff like that? And if there was a change in style, when did that click for you?
Yeah, I mean, as far as style, I think everybody wants to be, their own creative and wants to be their own, create their own lane. But at the same time, I think everybody has some type of influence, that they're gonna more or less copy. And to me, it's okay to copy. You're following footsteps. You know what I mean? You're trying to do something great like somebody else did. So I think as long as you just kind of take in whatever you're gonna input into your style or into your way of shooting or how you set shoots up, just take that and try to make it your own. I think style would probably change for me with equipment. I think that was when my style changed. Just investing into better equipment, getting these certain styles of looks and lenses and shots, stabilizers, stuff like that. There's tools to the trade. You wouldn't fix a car without a wrench or without a socket. So you got to have the right tools for the job at the end of the day, but you can still make do with what you have. But I think that's what changed my style is investing into better equipment, lighting, stuff like that. And it all comes with time. I probably wouldn't know how to light a situation back in the day, even if I had this equipment, so things happen for a reason. And I get all this stuff when I do because it's kind of just falling in place.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned the music. I want to talk about other stuff because you're not just into doing music videos.
Nope.
You're into doing, bigger, full-fledged type of, scripts and scenes. What are some that you have done and kind of want to do going into the future?
Yeah, so besides the music video stuff, I do like a lot of TV work. So I work on a couple different shows. I do like AC work and a couple camera op positions for them. One of them's 100 Day Dream Home for HGTV. That's one big one. I did this last full season with them. And then I'm on Secrets of the Zoo, Tampa, with Nat Geo Wild. So you guys can check that out on Disney Plus and HGTV. You guys can see what those shows are like and what we put into those. But other than that, I did a couple narratives like Lifetime movie, DOA at the PTA. So that was like my first movie I did. That one it was pretty fun. Long days, long nights. Just like any other job, you're gonna put in the hours, you're gonna put in the work. But excited to see how that one came out. Should be out like October 2023, so should be pretty cool.
Oh, and when did you film that? Because 2023, that's a good little bit away from now.
Yeah. We filmed it just last year, and last I got word that it wouldn't be out until then. So don't know what's going on, but we'll see then. So.
Okay. What is like your favorite of those kind of lanes that you've done?
Yeah, I mean the TV thing kind of just landed in my lap. Just networking, meeting the right people, kind of just came across the job and realizing too that a lot of these jobs are through referrals. So you just do good work and then word of mouth goes and it's like a snowball effect. So kind of just land job after job. But the TV thing is definitely something I didn't think I'd see myself doing, but I definitely enjoy it and it's something that I could see myself making a career out of possibly. So.
Okay.
And then, on top of being able to do movies and TV shows, you've done events, Wild Splash and EDC to be exact. Take us through that process. How is it just being in the environment of that, being able to shoot everything with some heavy hitters on stage, crowd going crazy?
Yeah, so the shows is definitely something that's a job that's one I get excited for, right? So we just did EDC back in November. That was in Orlando. That was probably one of the biggest ones I've done yet. Huge names on there, Shaq, all types of people that came to that show. That was definitely one for the books, one for experience for me, but definitely being able to be a cam op for that show and for Insomniac events was pretty dope. I did Wild Splash also right before COVID hit. They got another one coming this year. So hopefully going to be on that roster too, doing that one as well. But yeah, I mean, just the atmosphere, the hype, it's all there. It's an experience in itself to be able to maneuver through these crowds and to get to backstage and be on stage to get these different views from all around the festival. It's definitely something that, I feel like everybody should experience.
And when you're at those, are there moments where you're like, wanting to put the camera down because you're at these events and there's big names on stage. Like, how do you kind of control that?
I don't. I put the camera down and I whip my phone out and I take a picture because it's an experience at the end of the day too. So experience it through the camera, but also make sure that I got memories to make it last. So get the job done and then try to sneak a photo in or two. But yeah, no, I definitely always document everything just because, if you didn't take a picture of it or you didn't take a video of it, you didn't do it.
Did it happen?
It didn't happen.
So.
It didn't happen. Yeah, and then kind of, again, piggybacking off of that, being able to go to these experiences, go to these events, being on shot and on scene for music videos, did you ever kind of see yourself being in these, like, really cool situations when you kind of had that camera? Or?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, not to sound, like cocky or anything like that, but even, like, as a little kid, I always felt like I could be on a big stage. Whether it's like being the main artist or working on the big stage, I just know that there's a spot for me up there. So it's definitely surreal to be able to do things like this, but I just take it in and I just run with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I'm destined for greatness anyways. So it's just all a part of my plan.
That's awesome. And then on top of having these big artists that you're able to see on stage, you've been able to get a little closer to some other big names like Isaiah Rodgers from the Indianapolis Colts, Young Thug, Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent. So being in, I don't know if it was the right place, right time, or just being able to be booked for something that they were having those artists there. Yeah. Take us through that experience, like seeing those legends, icons.
Yeah, so I mean, first thing, shout out Isaiah Rodgers. Shout out Juice, Route God, James Everett. Without him, meeting Isaiah wouldn't even be possible. So big shout out to James. He's doing his thing with his whole training. Route God, check him out on Instagram. And then Isaiah, congratulations to him too. He's got a lot going on. And then, but yeah, I mean, meeting them is an experience. Being able to work with different people, and different aspects of film, whether it's concerts or exercise, football. Whatever it is, it's definitely exciting to do. And then working at Franklin was something else. They had quite a bit of artists in a short amount of time. Just like that one summer, I feel like they had like 7-8 different artists every other weekend. So they always had it going on in there. But yeah, it's an experience.
Yeah, and we didn't plan this at all. I just want everybody to know we didn't plan to all be wearing baseball jerseys today. But since we're all wearing baseball jerseys, and you're wearing a Rays jersey, I know you're from Tampa, all that. Are the Rays your favorite team? Is that kind of what you've been on?
I don't watch baseball, but if I did, it'd definitely have to be the Rays. But the reason I wear it is obviously just because it's Tampa, and just that's where I'm from. So.
Are there any? Are you big into sports in any regard?
I'm not a huge follower, but one of the main sports I watch is boxing, and a little bit of football. That's pretty much it. So.
And you mentioned boxing. You were able to be at the Hard Rock for Jake Paul's training.
Yeah, that was dope.
So how was that being on scene for that?
I did the media day for them out there with Showtime and stuff, so that was dope. Being able to just capture that footage in that moment, of Tampa bringing that type of spotlight that type of spotlight coming to Tampa. It was just dope to be a part of that. Yep. Yeah,
and then something that I kind of want to start doing around here. I'm going to ask you 3 questions, right? We call this 3 from the line, all right? I'm going to ask you 3 questions. You don't have to answer in 3, just as quick as you can, pretty much as much as it means to you, all right? Yeah. So, number 1, is there a director that you fully idolize?
No, I would say no, only because I don't have like favorites. I hate when people ask me like, what's your favorite color, what's your favorite anything, you know what I'm saying? I just hate picking favorites. But if I had to say some big directors, Director X is one, Colin Tilley is another one. There's a couple, but yeah, I wouldn't pick a favorite just because even like smaller name directors that don't have bigger budgets like Jerry Productions or Diesel Films, those guys, their style is definitely something to watch. So I wouldn't say I have a favorite. I think I just have favorite pieces from different directors.
Okay. Yeah.
Who's an artist that if you had the opportunity to shoot a video for, you're dropping everything for, no matter what it is?
I think I probably have a couple on this one. Tory Lanez is definitely a big one. I definitely want to do a video for Tory Lanez. Another artist I would have to say, ESTG. I've been listening to him a lot lately, so I've been wanting to do a video for him. And then, of course, the big dog, Future.
Right. Future Hendrix.
Yeah, that's always one. So
Sensational.
And then the last question I got for you, right? You're behind the camera most of the time, but you still gotta try and look as best you can. What's like your favorite piece of fashion that you have?
Man, favorite piece of fashion that I have. I like, you guys know the artist Cause.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a couple of his shirts that I like. I like just the style of the clothing, like the quality of the shirt, and then the designs that he has too. The art that he has, I kind of like that style.
All right, appreciate that. Now, before we get out of here, I appreciate your time and helping us set all this up. I'm gonna have you look into that camera right over there, and I want you to have a message to Future Shot Down himself. What are you gonna say to Future you?
Man, yeah. First things first is don't stop. Keep going. You got this far. You can't turn back now. So just keep going, keep grinding, stay focused, and pray every day. That's it.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother, again for helping us do all this. Shout out to everybody who helped out with this and making this as great as I think it will turn out to be. Definitely. Appreciate you, and thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.
See y'all
later.